Hi guys, so I wanted to make just a sit down chatty video because I know there's a number of obviously medicine interviews and MMIs happening at the moment, but I do know that there's a lot of people who might not have heard back yet. I was in that position like years and years ago now, so I just wanted to make a video for the people who might not have heard back yet. Applying for medicine is so weird because you send off your application. I guess it's similar for other courses as well, but you literally don't hear anything for like potentially months and months. If you're watching this video, it's definitely been a long time for you, I'm sure, but it's so weird because there's always still time with applications. Like a lot of different like universities, you might be put on like the waiting list, or you might be put on like reserve and stuff, so you never know if someone drops out of their interview, like they've got offers elsewhere, they don't want to go to like a certain interview, you never know, you might be like, they might ring you and ask you to come. I know it's like really frustrating like waiting so long, but I remember I got my Newcastle interview in like late December, and I think I went to, wait no, I had my interview late December, but I heard like around the similar time. I heard back really late. A lot of other people had gotten their interviews for Newcastle before me. I was like one of the last people. Also like it's literally not a big deal at all if you've only got one interview, or only like two interviews. That is all you need. I mean, there's people every single year who get 4 out of 4 interviews but they get no offers, and then there's people who get one interview but they get an offer and they go there. Try not to feel too bad if you've only got one, or if you haven't heard back at all, because if you haven't heard back at all, there's always still clearing. I know that's like the worst case scenario. You don't want to think about that unless you have to, because it is so far down the line, it's on results day, but that is an option too. And you never know, if you get the grades, if you got 3 A's or above that, and then you know you can ring up a medical school on the day of clearing and you can potentially get in. Like, you never ever know. I read on the student room actually, there was a girl who said that she had her, I think her last interview in April, which is a little bit mad. I'm pretty sure your A-level actual exams are around that time, if not in May, so that's really weird. It was from a really long time ago, but yeah, I mean, on the student room there's people saying that they get their interviews really late, and offers really late as well. One of my best tips of advice, if you are waiting for your interviews and you're not sure when they're going to come through, I would still prepare and still kind of practice. Still have like a mock interview, mock MMI with a friend or family member. Still like look into the NHS hot topics. Still keep up to date with things, because literally you just don't know what's around the corner. Like, it's so weird, like being in that weird like limbo state, but you just never ever know. And you don't want to like practice, forget about interviews, only focus on your exams, and then like you get a last minute call for an interview or something. Put in like a little bit each week, like half an hour a week of practice, so at least you've still got it in the back of your mind and you're not forgetting anything. Also, people withdraw from their interviews all the time. Like, you'd be surprised if there's like a really late interview in like March time, like a bunch of people might have withdrawn from those. And you know, if medical schools still want to fill up those interviews, they still want to interview lots and lots of people, they might ring you if you're on the reserve, if you're on like the waiting list and stuff. So honestly, I think hold off and like literally don't panic until like March time, or like, so yeah, you still got plenty of time, especially if you're watching this in like January when it's come out. Like, you still got plenty of time. Please don't worry at all. It's definitely not too late. I think March time is kind of the time when interviews stop happening and people aren't being like called in for interviews anymore. There is a little page on uniadmissions.co.uk. It pretty much just says like when are medical school offers sent out. Yeah, the only thing about this website is I don't know exactly how up to date it is, because it doesn't say like, I can't see like 2022, 2021, I can't see anything like that on this. Even if it's not like exactly up to date, it's still a little like rough guide, I guess. If you want to have a look here and have a look at the medical schools you've applied to, you can have a look and see roughly when they'd send them out. But as you can see, a lot of them send them out like late February, January. This one says March, December, March again. I think don't stress if you've not heard anything back, because some of these are obviously really late. For example, Queen's says here 13th of March, but decisions aren't made until mid-April. So yeah, you've still got plenty of time if you've not heard back from your interviews, and definitely if you've not heard back from your offers, because they won't come out until like March time, February, March. And the last thing that I wanted to mention is just that when it comes to applying for medicine, regardless of what situation you're in, just remember that like you aren't on your own. Like, if you haven't heard back from your interviews yet, I can guarantee you there's like hundreds and hundreds of other students, if not thousands, who are in the exact same position. Honestly, I definitely think if you're applying to medicine, I know it's a bit of a toxic place, but the student room is a great place to have a look at what other students are saying, how they're feeling, you know, when other people have gotten their interviews back. It's a bit difficult because you don't want to compare too much. Like, if other people have got gotten interviews and offers from the same place that you're applying, it's not always the nicest thing to see. I guarantee you're not on your own. There's a bunch of other students who haven't heard back yet, so don't worry too much. And when there's a will, there's a way. Regardless of if you've had the traditional route into medicine, there's always other ways. Like, you don't have to have the traditional route into medicine, because there's always other ways of getting in. There's clearing, there's transferring into medicine, and it's way too early to tell actually. I probably shouldn't even be going on about all that because it's way too early to tell. It's only January time, or February, depending on when you're watching this. Like, if you've not heard back, if you've not heard anything until March, you're absolutely fine, because a lot of these places have said on the website just then, like, it's not until March that they decide. So yeah, I hope that reassured you guys, even if it's just a little bit. Still, best of luck. If you've got any questions, make sure to let me know in the comments or DM me on Instagram. And yeah, I hope you have a good day and a good week. Bye.